Hello, lovely and gorgeous people of the internet. We are back in the Unity 3D beginner tutorials. In the previous tutorial, we talked about prefabs. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about scenes. What are scenes in Unity? Okay, so let's jump right in. Basically, we had this scene set up in the previous tutorial. Now, this is a scene. Okay, you can see over here in my hierarchy view, I have sample scene. Okay, sample scene, I can collapse and then you can see what entails this scene. So when I open it again, you can see the scene entails the main camera, the prefabs we created for the various cube, and then the directional light. Okay, so these are the various objects that make up our scene. So now, and you can see there's an asterisk on our scene. When you see this asterisk on your scene, what it means is you've made a change in your scene and you haven't saved your scene. So for us to save like our scene, we can go to like file and then save. Okay, save scene. But I'm just going to hit Control S. Okay, which is the same as save scene. So Control S saves your scene for you. All right. So you can also see the shortcut here, Control S. When you go to file, you see save. So once we save our scene, you see the asterisk is no longer there, which means we have saved our scene. Okay. Now when we scale an object or do some changes, you realize that the asterisk comes again, which means we've made some changes and we need to save our scene. Okay, and we have to save it. So when I hit Control S again, it saves and that asterisk goes. Okay, so what are scenes? How do we create scenes? So like I said, scenes are what there are different environments in your game object. So different plots. Take scene like a story or a play. Okay, you see a stage play, a story, or a movie. Okay, with a stage play, you can realize that they have different scenes, different plots, where you have different characters in the scene. Say maybe the story will unfold into maybe a tragedy or something of that sort. So basically, in game development, scenes are your different environments in your game. So maybe you can have a scene for like level 1, and in level 1, this is what the player is going to actually go through in level 1. In level 2, level 2 is going to be another scene. You can see most of those things in games like Mario, where you have in scene 1 you can see Mario walking through this nice land with a lot of green grass and vegetation. Then maybe when you move to level 2, it will be like Mario is walking on top of hot fire and coals, and if he makes a mistake, he's going to fall inside the hot fire. So you can see that level 1 was a different scene, and then level 2 was also a different scene. So how do we create scenes in Unity? Okay, when we come to our project window over here, I'm going to click here on assets, and you can see our different folders. We have our prefabs. Now we have a folder by default called scenes. Anytime you create a new project in Unity automatically creates a scenes folder for you and creates a default scene for you, which is called the sample scene. And this is what we are working in, a sample scene. You can also rename a scene and do whatever you want. So let's say you want to rename this scene. We can rename this scene to scene 1, and then because the scene is opened, Unity is asking us to reload the scene because the sample scene is what is actually open right now. So when we reload the scene, it reloads it back with a changed name. So to create a new scene, you can just right click and then create, and then we look for scene here to create a new scene. Okay, or we can go into file, new scene, and create a new scene like this, and then it creates a new scene for us, untitled. So I'm going to go back to my default scene. So you can go to a file, new scene, but I like to do it here in my scenes folder, where I'll just right click and go like create scene like this. Then I can name this scene scene 2 for my second scene. So once the scene is created, you can see we are still in scene 1. How do we load scene 2? we just double click scene 2 and voila, we are in scene 2. Then we can like default, like we can start adding game objects like we did before. We can go 3D objects. Initially we added a cube. There are different objects we can add, like a cylinder, a capsule, a plane. So I'm going to add a plane, and here we have a plane in our scene. We can scale the size of the plane. We can go game objects, 3D. We can add a sphere, see how the sphere looks like. So we've created a new scene with, yeah. So basically that's it on scenes. Okay, so catch you on the next tutorial. Have fun creating some scenes and just start creating some funny objects. Try to create something like a wall with cubes. You can just put a cube in here, have a wall, have a sphere. So you can use the cube to kind of like create a wall. You scale it, and then just have fun creating and playing around with scenes. Okay, and in the next tutorial I'm going to talk more about creating 3D scenes and game environments. We are going to look at how to import 3D models from other softwares into Unity, how to download 3D model like a car and all that and bring it into our scene. So we'll see you on the next tutorial. So I'm just going to save my scene 2 and then hitting Ctrl S. So don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell icon so anytime I post you receive a notification. So stay tuned for more updates on Unity, and in the next tutorial we'll see on how to create 3D scenes and import 3D models into Unity. Thank you, and catch you on the next one.